Good morning, it's Kristen Hancock, the Simcoe County Stamper, and today I'm going to create a card with you. So I found this design online, and sadly I do not know the demonstrator's name to share it, but it is a sweet and simple card. It's one I shared at my retreat in one of the classes, and I also shared it last month with my team members. It's a fun way to use up your designer series paper. And I love how it's kind of like a puzzle, right? When you cut that paper and mount it on the cardstock backing, it's like little puzzle pieces that have just been separated. So super fun. So today, I got the measurements here, but I am gonna add them to my blog and in the description. So don't worry about copying them down. You will be able to check the description for the details. For my card today, I am going to use the Olive Flutter stamp set and punch, and my embossed background, I have used the textured tree ring embossing folder. So you start with a A2 regular card base, and you've got your mat, which is 4 by 5 1/4, and you're just gonna mount that. So with this one, I like to kind of put my tree rings like the center of the ring at the top. It's just preference, there's no right or wrong way. And I'm going to mount that down. I'm going to flip mine over so I can add a little bit more pressure. Sometimes with the texture, I'm finding with this embossing folder anyway, like it ripples on the edges, and so I really want to make sure that I give it some good pressure so it's not lifting. You can see how it's lifting right there. And the other thing you could do is just, you know, set it aside and put like a book or something heavy on it. So I've got 4 pieces of cardstock, and then I've got 4 pieces of designer series paper that are 1/8 of an inch on each side, smaller. So I'm gonna just put my pieces over here because I forget how they line up. And of course it is important that you match them. There we go. So that the pattern continues. If you were using like abstract paper where it didn't have a continuous pattern, then it wouldn't matter so much. But I think with this card design, it is fun to see that continuation. That's kind of what gives it its wow. So you can go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and attach these pieces. And as always, you're just trying to leave the same amount of border on all 4 sides. This glue doesn't seem to be the best. There we go. At this point, I'm just gonna line them up on my card base. I'm gonna leave a little bit of a border on that left side. And you have a choice whether you want to raise them or leave them flat. Nope, I was right the first time. There we go. It was upside down. And when something's not right, but you can't figure it out. There we go. That's not right. It's so funny. I am like, how did this go? All right. This one seems wrong to me, but I'm not gonna make you watch while I try to figure out what I did. Maybe it was like that. No matter. Once you've got them, you can attach them right to the card base, or you can pop them. When I have a choice, I like to pop them, but I've done both. So this one, I just, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. This one I just put right to the card base, no dimensionals. This one I'm gonna choose to pop up. I say that, but I can't find dimensionals. All right, so I'm just gonna pop two. I'm gonna keep them in the same pattern. Okay. Now at this point, I'm going to do something for a sentiment. So I've got some pieces over here that I've already pre-cut. Ah, I found my other piece. There you go. That's why they weren't lining up. It was the wrong piece. All right. So I think I'm gonna use Berry Burst. Maybe I'll use Golden Glow. So I've got a sentiment fluttering by to say hi. And I'm going to just see which color background I might want to put with this. So the yellow on the yellow doesn't really pop for me, and the green on the green. So I might go with this soft seafoam because it pulls in some of the softer shades. So I'm gonna go with that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of glue on the back, attach it to my circle. There we go. All right, so these I'm just gonna try to arrange so that I've got the same amount of border between them all before I put anything down. This is the fussiest part of the card, right? Just deciding. Okay. I normally do the top and the bottom, and then I fit the center ones, and I sort of forgot. Okay, so you can see this one, because I've popped up these, I'm only gonna pop up this side, or I can just go ahead and put a little bit of glue on these two spots. But if I put dimensionals on this side, you can see how it would lay uneven like that, too high on the one side. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put a little bit of glue on this side, as well as a dimensional on the other side. Okay, and now it all rests evenly in height. Last but not least, this is a bundle, and so it has a punch set. So I've gone ahead and stamped these butterflies here in Berry Burst, so I'm going to go ahead and punch those. It always takes me a hot minute to get it lined up. Then I'm just gonna decide where I want to put these. I'm gonna fold mine in a little bit so they look like they're flying. I'm gonna grab some mini dimensionals. Now you don't have to use all three, but they're all there, so I think I'm going to. Why not? And then last but not least, I'm just gonna add an embellishment. I'm gonna use up some retired ones. There we go. So that's it. Super simple. Just one little stamped greeting, but it's using up the designer series paper that we all hoard. And I think it's super cute. So I'm going to show you a few more examples. Cards that I've made with this design. So there was my original. This one that I just made now. Another one very similar to that, using the same products. I've got this one. So this one didn't have a pattern that had to be continued. It was more abstract, so didn't have to worry about piecing them together. So that's an example of that. Does anyone recognize the retired punch on this one? There we go. And then this last one is my favorite. I use the new online exclusive, Oh My Fright. I love Halloween. So there we go. I made this one for a demonstrator card swap that I did on Friday. So it was a lot of fun. There you go. All right. So as I said, I will put these measurements in the video description so that you have them and you can create your own creations and use up your designer series paper. I hope you like the card, and thank you so much for watching. Take care and have a great day.